Welcome to Cackling in the Void.
I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Ashley.
Let's see if the void comes back today.
Are you sure you're Kaylee? You sounded unsure.
Are you sure you're Ashley and not Bob the Tomato?
This is a great question. I am Bob the Tomato.
I love it.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Today, we are two best friends that are diving deeper into the void, talking about Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews.
Fantastic.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't interpret what order the letters went in.
Yeah, C and G look very similar, especially early in the morning.
Yeah, I was like, it's not. It's okay. This is a book that our lovely Kaylee found, and it is a part of our Horror February, our Halloween. I remembered.
Also, I do think it really fit this theme.
It really did.
Halloween.
Personally. It really did. It was short. It was a short book.
It was pretty short, but I loved it.
It was very good. I really enjoyed this book.
With it.
Wow. The writing style is very fun. I really like the writing style.
I loved the flowery prose in the book. The flower in the book was
so good.
I loved it. Because I also think that this was written differently than any other book than we have read.
Yeah.
Because yes, there are fantasies. The fantasies that we have read have been a lot more war-driven, a lot less, even within like the romantic parts are still romantic, but yet they are very rooted within reality and still very much rough around the edges, where this book, it was very like soft palette. Like when I was picturing this book, first of all, the cover,
gorgeous.
The cover of this book, fantastic. Loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, flowers, like spring, very like frilly, like dainty. Like this was like, I don't know, like Jane Eyre, like type of like prose.
Yeah.
Like very much like that old English romance, like deep longing.
We're both very here for deep longing. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Just a heads up before we really get into it, even though I think that was a great pitch. Content warning and trigger warnings.
Yes, we need to do those.
Bullying, blood and gore, body horror, death, eating disorders, grief, homophobia, self-harm, and violence.
Yeah.
So, you've been warned. Other than those,
also,
or not other, but like phenomenal.
This is considered a YA.
This is our first YA.
You don't. In the Tall Trees, is that not a YA?
I don't know if I don't think so.
Oh, sorry, not I like
The Playground.
Well, no, The Playground
That's
is not. But the reason why I say In the Tall Trees was only because it doesn't technically have a large amount. Like the explicit content is not ever being shown.
This is true, and so like we're gonna look it up.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like there are certain contexts that were not shown that I could make me seem maybe.
It is not.
Okay. What does it fall under? Just adult?
Yeah. Horror, thriller, novella, suspense, survival fiction, and horror thriller. Okay. Whereas this is horror, fantasy, young adult, queer, LGBTQ, dark. Oh God,
dark academia.
Thank you.
I thought I did not know that was the word that you were going for, but that's hilarious. I immediately was like,
Yeah. Gothic, fiction, mystery, romance.
Yeah. First of all,
I'm so sorry.
loved
Why
it.
did In the Tall Trees not get a fiction tag?
I think it's because it's so close.
That's true.
Because to be quite honest, In the Tall Trees, if you didn't look for a fiction book, I would have thought that was extremely believable.
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't
kind of
doubt
like Diary of
real.
Anne Frank. Not that it's fiction. I'm just saying that from the perspective of the way it was written written very first person and things like that, to the point where, you could potentially believe that. But it is fiction.
Yeah.
Just to be very clear. Just letting everybody know.
Yeah. But, so this one, very good. So, I'm going to read the summary.
Really enjoyed it. Yes.
I really did. I really did.
Read the summary, Ashley.
Okay. Once upon a time, Andrew had cut out his heart and given it to this boy, and he was very sure Thomas had no idea that Andrew would do anything for him, protect him, lie for him, kill for him. High school senior Andrew finds refuge in his twisted fairy tales that he writes only for the person that can ground him to a reality, Thomas Rye. The boy with perpetually ink-stained hands and hair like autumn leaves, and with his twin sister Dove inexplicably keeping him at a cold distance upon their return to Wickwood Academy, Andrew finds himself leaning on his friend even more. But something is strange going on with Thomas. His abusive parents have mysteriously vanished, and he arrived at school with blood on his sleeve. Thomas won't say a word about it and shuts down whenever Andrew tries to ask him questions. Stranger still, Thomas is haunted by something, and he has lost interest in his artwork, whimsically sketches of the monsters from Andrew's wicked stories. Desperate to figure out what was going on with his friend, Andrew follows Thomas into the off-limit forest one night and catches him fighting a nightmarish monster. Thomas's drawings have come to life and are killing everyone close to him. To make sure that no one else dies, the boys battle in the monsters every night, but as their obsession with each other grows stronger, so does the monsters, and Andrew begins to fear that the only way to stop the creatures might be to destroy the creator.
Yeah, so Andrew is a twin.
Yes.
And they're from Australia.
Yes, they're from Australia. So it's Andrew and Dove, and then Thomas is the boy that he's like in love with.
Yeah, Thomas is an American boy.
Yes.
Just to let everybody know, because technically their school is in the U.S. Because they talk about the flight and things like that. The sister's name is Dove, the twin sister. There's also Lana, who is Dove's best friend, and
Chloe.
There it is. I was always like, who is introduced as one of the members of the
she hangs out with Lana.
Well, yeah, but she specifically how they meet is because they're gonna start a meeting of the LGBTQIA plus club. So sorry, I have to think about the letters.
There's so many letters. It's so hard.
I mean, it's not that hard. The letters make sense.
Oh no, they make sense.
I just saying them very fast. Saying them extremely fast is difficult, and I need to slow myself down because I will trip over my words.
I agree.
But yeah, so she's a member of that club, but yes, she does hang out with Lana quite often.
Yeah.
They're roommates actually.
Yes.
So just notable to mention. Also, they mentioned it so offhandedly that both of those girls are Asian. And
yes, they did.
Literally was like, I love that the openly outspoken, like, takes no shit gothic girl is Asian. I'm like, absolutely. Oh, yes. Thank you for the representation. I appreciate it. And both of them do identify in the queer umbrella, so I kind of love that for them.
I agree. And then there's also Thomas. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes, there's a Thomas. I meant Bryce.
Yes, Bryce
Who
the
is
bully.
the bully. Yeah. And then there's also that really fucking terrible teacher.
Mr. Clerklin.
Can you say that again?
Clerklin.
Is that was his name?
No, it's definitely not. I made up a fucking name. I'm so sorry.
Okay, well, we'll call him Clerklin. See if I can find it.
It starts with a C.
It does.
Something odd, though.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what it is. But yes.
There's a teacher that's terrible.
But also it's the idea of is that teacher actually that terrible, or are they just completely disobeying rules and regulations?
That too.
You know?
Yeah. There's certain things that the teacher did that I was like, oh, that's
yeah, there are certain things that you're like, okay, like, whatever, bro, like
you're just getting off on like a power trip kind of.
Yeah, it's the I'm confused about why you're that upset that you weren't a good enough writer and then you became a teacher.
Yeah. And
actually not even the fact that they were writing, because he teaches math. So what?
Yeah.
That you weren't a good enough mathematician to go into math theory and create, some sort of magical formula that solves for Z. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, literally. Just to give everybody, this is going to be a very different episode than what we normally do, just because Kaylee and I have yet to talk about this book. Like, once. And so
yeah, we haven't actually talked about any of it. So
you're going to get a very
chaotic
Thank you.
jumping
I was gonna
all
say
over
unfiltered,
the place,
but I was like
unfiltered.
Yeah.
Also, we do have like random quotes from the books. We're gonna try to keep it as in order as possible. I know that there are quotes that I did that were definitely from the first half of the book comparatively to the last half of the book.
I only took notes in the last half of the book.
First of all, they are not notes. They are just quotes that we really loved that resonated with our
They were so good. Oh my god. So Kaylee started the book before me, and she calls me and she's like, "Have you read the book yet?" And I'm like, "No, I need to start. I know." And she's like,
I know.
"Read it." And she's like, "I need to yell about it with you."
Yes.
And, like, she was so mad at me.
Because I was like, "Hey, have you started this yet?" Because there's a part in the book that only you could relate to, and I need you to get there so that we could talk about it.
And she's like, so I get to chapter 9, and I call her and I'm like, "Okay, I'm at chapter 9. I don't know what you're talking about." And she's like, "What do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about?" So I'm kind of like saying a couple things. I was like, "Oh, the ace representation." And she was like, "Yes, that, Ashley." I'm like, "Well, that wasn't in chapter 9.
I don't remember what chapter it is. I just know that it's before chapter 9, okay?
It was in chapter 7.
Great.
So Andrew is ace, and it was quite great ace rep.
Yeah, I thought when I heard this, I was like, Ashley will relate to this deeply.
Yeah, it was great.
I personally think that it was really good. It was such a really good thing. Okay, I'm going to shut up now and Ashley could go off.
Okay, because the quote that we're referring to is, "I always felt like I wasn't gay enough because I didn't have eyes for more than one person." Like, I didn't feel that way for anybody else but one person.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Stop. Jesus Christ. Evil. But we do like that. And I was like, wow, I do deeply relate to that.
Yeah. And I know, like, we've talked about it before, and like, I was like, wow, that seems like what you're describing.
Yeah. Little way into my little brain.
Yeah. And I was
the singular brain cell that bounces around. Yeah. And it was it was really good. And it was also just, like Kaylee said, like, the longing that was written in this book was so good.
But also, like, the idea that people that are ace do experience that.
Yeah.
But it's not
They might
ever
not.
just yeah. And they do talk about that, which I loved the fact that they talked about it.
I do, and because there was okay, so now we'll just talk about this for a second. The
Yeah,
moment when
yeah, you're right.
Because he comes out to Chloe and Lana first.
Yeah, in the classroom.
In the classroom.
In the classroom before the club.
And I was like, wow. And how he was like, well, I don't know because, like, I'm asexual. And how he was just like, why did I say that? Like, what is happening?
Immediately he was like, why would I ever, why did I say that out loud? Like, I've never said it out loud. I've never, and it's the, why would I say it to them?
Mm-hmm. And oh my God. And I was just like, sir. And how they were like, okay.
Yeah. Like they're very cool. Like nonchalant about it. They're like, yeah, like that's great. Like, just know like you're, and he does say like, I just don't understand what's the point of going to a club like this.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think it's Chloe. Is that her name? Chloe. Fuck me. Chloe. Chloe openly says, oh, I go to this club because number one, I'm not alone.
Yep.
And people need to know that, but also it's the idea of nobody can relate to you like another person from your sexuality. Like, for instance, like she's bi and she openly says like nobody can relate to me or my experience like another bi person.
Yeah.
You know.
And I do really like how they were like talking about how bisexual people do often kind of get that like pushback from both sides.
Yeah. I mean, like bisexuals and pansexuals nowadays definitely get that like pushback from both sides. It is like an odd thing that does happen within the community.
It's very odd.
But it's also the idea of I do feel like sometimes like those people can also feel like that feeling of, oh, I'm not lying about this when I say that I like this person. And like, you know, unlike ace people, they do see those people and are like, oh, I'm sexually attracted to them.
Mm-hmm.
So in all certain terms, it's like slightly more justifiable in the eyes of the world, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like the idea of, you know, that pushback, but also like the idea of like making a club, like going and participating in a club, and
especially
like that.
In this school seems very important. Not. Yeah. I did want to say, I'm sorry, I read a quote and I was like, oh.
Because does it have anything to do with what we're actually talking about right now?
Not that one, but I am going to pull up one that does.
I love that.
I'm just sending this to you so I don't lose it because I was like, wow.
But I loved how, like, you know, that's why they put it there. They were like, hey, we need to build community. And like, even within this, they are trying to build community, which I absolutely love, which I think building your community and
so important.
Building even like, you know, a community that is extremely diverse as well is super important.
Yes. So the quote that I wanted to say, because I was like, wow, that was so, besides the one I already said, was people didn't just kiss and continue on with their lives. They undid buttons and touched mouths to hot skin and lost themselves within each other.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
But Andrew like thinks about this because he feels odd.
Like he has feeling. Hold on.
He feels. I was like, Andrew definitely feels odd that he wants to kiss Thomas. Like
okay.
He feels so odd about it. And I was like, Ashley, please pick it up. Come on. I was like, I literally cannot. I cannot. As an aloe plant, I don't deeply relate to this. I can understand it.
You can sympathize.
I can understand and I can sympathize with it, but I don't. This has never been my experience. So please, Ashley, take it away.
Oh my God. When when he was like, just like the internal panic of like, I do love him. I want to be like held by him. I want to kiss him. I want to kiss him? What do you mean I want to kiss him? Like, just like this. And it was written a lot more flowery and like prettier than I just said it. But just that like, what do you mean? Oh my God. I was like.
Yeah, that very relatable feeling of
like, oh my God. And it's also like, it's also very relatable that he fell for his best friend. Mm-hmm. Because that's someone that knows you so well. Like, it makes so much sense. And I was just like, oh my God. And there were certain moments, don't get me wrong, when I wanted to slap Andrew in the face. I love him and he was great. But I was like, sir, get your head out of the mud. Because look, it's okay. But also this poor child is like riddled with anxiety. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I also did like how they depicted their anxiety. Mm-hmm. I thought it was really well done.
I do. I really do. And my train of thought just left me. And so there is a moment and so like this entire time, he's like in his head professing his love for Thomas. But
the words that come out of his mouth
are not, it's okay. They're not what he is saying in his head. And then in his head, he's like, why the fuck would I say that? Like,
I do love that sometimes when he like openly is just like Thomas is like, well, what do you want? And Andrew just immediately is like, I want to kiss you. And then immediately the next thought was, why would I even think that?
Why would I say that out loud? Yeah. Because
like his thought is, I want to kiss you. But then he says, I'm hungry?
Yeah.
And then he's like, why would I say that?
No, yeah, because he's like, okay, because his thought is, I want to kiss you. And then he says out loud, I'm hungry. And he's like, why would I say that?
Yeah, why would I say that? Like,
I could have said I kissed him.
Yeah, like.
We are going to bounce around a bit because it's kind of like going with the themes, kind of, I feel like, more this time. But oh my God, when Andrew and when Thomas is like, I like you. Like, because he just blatantly asks him, do you like me? And I'm like, also.
This I fucking relate to. When Thomas, I relate to Thomas so hard on this part.
Also, before we get to that, so there was a moment when he was eating a sandwich and it turned to mud in his mouth. Like, it was gross.
Yeah.
And I really loved just the subtle, like, oh, Thomas was taking a bite of each Oreo.
Yeah.
It's very cute. Anyway, what you were saying?
To make sure that it was good. And it didn't have the dirt in it. Like, I loved the way that scene was written because you got to, like, see a very, like, glimpse of Andrew. Because, like, when he bites into the sandwich and he's like, oh, I'm eating this and it seems like this, like, the peanut butter is turning to, like, mud and rocks. And then he opens the sandwich and he sees that, like, there's mud, rocks, and dirt. First of all, Thomas is like, I didn't do that. Like, I would never do that to you. Like, it wasn't me. Like, I didn't do that. And then he, like, spits it out and, like, just, like, the dialogue of, like, filth. I ate filth. I'm filth. There's filth inside of me. There's, like this idea of being unclean after that. Yep. And just the way that it really, spirals Andrew. Yeah. I just thought it was extremely well written.
I do. I really did love that part.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not happy he ate mud, but I liked how it was written.
I mean, I thought it was... Obviously, yeah, you're not happy that he ate mud, but I thought that it was
a good scene. It was a great scene.
A good scene, and actually really important to the story, because if you think about that scene, that is also, like, more, like, subtle foreshadowing that Andrew cannot necessarily like, be attached to certain realities. I was like, I don't know how else to say that, but
that's a great way to say it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you deeply relate to Thomas in that scene. We haven't talked about this.
Yeah, I do.
I've been wanting
to.
I literally, because when I called you last and I was like, have you read the book? It was right after that scene.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fuck, Kaylee.
I mean, honestly, I was screaming. I was screaming.
I was like, okay, continue.
I deeply related to Thomas because it is like that idea of, first of all, number one, putting yourself out there, so fucking hard.
Yes.
Number two, when you're the one bringing it up, you think so deeply about how this is going to affect you and your friendship and whether or not it's actually fucking worth it to you.
Yes.
And this is where me being like it takes a lot of guts and courage to either ruin that friendship, but it also takes a lot of guts and courage not to ruin that friendship and sit on that feeling for however long you fucking sit on it.
Yeah. I do relate to that. I do relate to that whole thing.
So, like, when Thomas is like, do you like me? And Andrew literally cannot. It's fine. It's okay.
It's okay. I literally was like, Andrew, I'm going to slap you in the face.
But I was like, I don't know. Like, do you think Andrew's experience was like relatable for you in certain terms? Because like,
no, I was Thomas in that situation.
Because like, I feel like Andrew was very much like, has never come out to anybody and openly was like, I'm asexual. I love the fact that Thomas's like reaction was very much like so do you not want to kiss me? like just very like nonchalant, like, oh, okay, yes, and
yeah, continue.
like where, okay, yes, and that didn't answer my question at all.
Like, I know.
Like you still didn't answer it.
Yes, but I relate more to Thomas in this scene because I was Thomas.
I related so much to Thomas because it's just like the idea of like, yeah, okay, like I do like you and I do like want you to like me, and if you don't, then that's okay, but like I would like you to answer me. I don't want this to like continue to do like I'm and then like honestly like the instant regret that Thomas feels because of the way that Andrew reacts, and then like, you know, a couple of scenes later
Andrew does get mad at him. He says like screw you and runs off.
Yeah, because Thomas like opens it up like, hey, like I know we don't talk about this, I know this is really hard, but like we sleep in the same bed every single night, we like are fighting monsters, we're so intimate together, we are like, now we have gotten to the point where like we're showering together, we're naked together, we're sleeping in the same bed together, we're doing all of these things that in my aloe plant fucking brain is telling me that you like me. Sorry, I need to move this away just for a second. And my aloe plant fucking brain is saying that you like me, but the words coming out of your mouth are very different from the actions that I'm seeing, and now I am fucking confused, but I still want to kiss you, and I just need to know if this is okay. It's okay. It's fine. Because it's confusing as whether or not Ashley is bored at my ranting.
I am not.
Because, like, it really is just that. Like...
See, okay, so I don't... The actions to me, like, yes, can feel, obviously, intimate, because they are intimate, but also...
This is where the aloe plant and the asexual disconnect right here.
Me. Well,
because I there is, in my brain, I relate to Thomas because in my brain, the intimacy level has been like skyrocketed.
Oh, for sure. It's I do agree that like sleeping together and like cuddling, that's okay.
I think okay.
You like attach yourself to me and I'm like, get away.
I am a very cuddly person, and also number one, I'm not a cuddly person when I am awake. Okay, so everybody can do whatever. I'm not
everybody.
As cuddly. Okay, I'm a touchy person. I like physical touch. It's whatever, but like. I'm not like I guess the thing is when I say I'm not an openly cuddly person, I don't look at you and I'm like, I need cuddles.
Oh, no.
Unless I'm in a relationship, you will probably not hear that out of my mouth when I look at you.
Yeah.
Like, unless I'm in a relationship with you, I'm not going to like be like, I demand cuddles now. But I mean, I do that when I'm in a relationship. When I'm in a relationship, I will actually say, I demand cuddles now. Like,
I do
please,
too. I'm like, I need them.
I am ready. Cuddle me now. Because I can in that point. But it's the idea of like, you don't sleep naked with your friends.
No.
Like, I understand, like, this is also, like, the idea of, like, this, I also think that this is, like, an acute feminine thing that happens within female friendships, especially within female platonic friendships, because a lot of platonic female relationships are so deeply rooted within emotional things. I don't know how to say that, but within like emotional ties. So I know for a fact that it can be, when women do this, it can be extremely platonic, but I've heard from a male's perspective that that's not necessarily super platonic to shower together. I heard that it's not necessarily super platonic to like eat every single meal and only hang out with each other.
Interesting.
Together. I don't know. Listen, I'm not a man. But, like,
really?
You know, like, showering together is not necessarily a platonic thing unless they're within the confines of a sport.
That's true.
But even then, sometimes it's considered, quote-unquote, gay. Quote-unquote. I don't know what that means, but, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, like, the idea of, like, their intimacy level is extremely high.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they cuddle, they hold hands, and they do it all naked.
Yeah.
It's, for me...
It's the naked part.
For me, it is the naked part, because, like... I mean, yeah, I cuddle with my friends, and I do all of that stuff, but with my fucking clothes on. Okay.
We've never cuddled without clothes on. Thank you.
So, you know, like, it's the idea of, like, I do it with my clothes on, which makes it more platonic.
It's true, though.
Which is why I've been told that, like, for guys, even doing that stuff with clothes on is not super, like, it's just, like, I guess, like, not part of their culture.
I'll go asking around and see if I can get any answers.
Yeah, but, like, we need, like, cis males.
I got you.
Yeah. I have
one friend that I go to this for, and I'm pretty sure he's
I love that. I cannot wait to hear what he says.
Hey, blank. Have you ever... Do you think cuddling your friends is gay? Or do you find it platonic?
No. No, it's not this. Do you think cuddling your friends naked is platonic?
Okay, but...
Because that's the question.
That is the question, but we've already said that we don't think that's platonic, so I think we need to start with clothes on and then...
Okay, fine. Yes. Baseline with clothes on first. Just to see if they think that that's platonic. We should
start without clothes. Because it's do you think this is, like, romantic / like, very intimate, like, not platonic? And then you add clothes on and see if the answer changes. You know what? That's a good point. So we'll start with no clothes.
To be quite honest, it's one of those things where it's like I don't know, is, like, I don't know what guys do.
I don't either.
The way I said it. Yeah, it's part of their culture. I don't know what they do, though. I don't know.
Because it's... Okay, so I'll ask if showering with your friend is romantic. I don't know another word.
I
Intimate?
also think that you should put it into the context of you're showering singularly. There's not other people around you. It's just you and that other person. Because that's the context that they're doing it in, because most of the time they like nobody else is in the... Yeah, it is a communal bathroom, but nobody else is in the communal bathroom, and they lock that door quite often.
They did lock that door. They did, and then Bryce does come over and it's like, "Oh, you locked the door," and then like they both run out, and
Yeah, and
I was
they're
like,
it's okay.
yeah.
So that's the thing. Is like I don't like, and that's why when Thomas is like, okay, and I also was like, yeah, Thomas,
Literally.
I would also say okay, and what's your fucking point, bro?
Now,
do you want to kiss me or not?
I would also, so I relate to Thomas in an extent. I relate to Thomas in that aspect because it's we're doing, especially if it's like naked cuddles and like stuff like that. It's like I relate to him in that sense where I'm like, I'm confused in what's happening.
Yeah, that's very intimate.
Also, it is very intimate, and it's also like I was Thomas. You know, when
confessing
like,
your
I
feelings?
initiated, huh?
Confessing your feelings, yes, I also agree. I there was no possible way that it wasn't you. I love you guys. I'm so sorry. I love you guys. But yeah, for sure. Yeah.
and I forgot what I was saying. Oh.
You relate to Thomas.
I also I know that you and I have talked, and I know we've said it on the podcast of like, we really value communication and transparency.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so just how Andrew is constantly like avoiding, and I'm like, fuck off, just answer the question.
Yeah.
Like, and it's I know he has like really, really bad anxiety, and he's trying to kind of figure out what's going on in his own head. But at the same time, I'm like, Jesus Christ, sir. It's easier if you say it out loud, I promise.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. And so I relate to Thomas in that scene more than Andrew, and just I'm a very like, hey, let's just talk about it.
Deeply related to Thomas because there are some times where you're like,
and he like loved Thomas. Like this wasn't just like I like him, maybe I want to kiss him. Like no. Like this was the place where he roared and grew taller, where a smile can make flowers bloom and his energy could flow endless and untamed. Like.
I'm sorry, but like Thomas openly, I'm sorry, I keep like pushing my desk like forward and back because I know that I'm gonna scream, and I like my mic stand only goes so far. So, I'm sorry. If anybody looked at me dead in the eye and said, "Do you like me?" and then your answer was, "I don't know," and then their reply was, "I'm in ruin for you." Yeah. I am in ruin. My life is ruined. My heart is ripped in two, and I'm bleeding. I will literally reach into my soul, rip it out, and hand it to you on a fucking silver platter because that's how much I am so deeply in love with you.
God, so good.
Ruin. If anybody looked at me and said that, I think I would die. I'd be like,
you know what? I would die. Like, I would die. Like, it was such a matter of fact.
It's like there's no other way for me to say that, but I think I would crumble. I would die.
You'd be in ruin?
Yeah. And then I would also, like, hopefully I would feel the same way about them because Andrew fucking does. He's just too much of a fucking pussy to say it.
I was
sorry.
So
I hate to be that person. But like,
I was what upset. An interesting situation. Imagine someone said that to you that you actually, like, did not like. Like, you were just friends and, like, you just did not have. I would be so, like, oh, fuck.
I mean, that's the part where you're like, yeah, that's when you have to handle things extremely delicately, and that's when, unfortunately, you lost a friend.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It's really, I mean, okay, you can come back from it, and you can still be friends. It's just really difficult.
It's a lot to work. Like, it's hard. It's a lot to work through.
It's difficult, and it's really hard to work through, but it is possible. But, like, the fact that, like, you've experienced that much intimacy level, I don't think I could go back from that.
No.
Like, I think that would be, like, really hard. And, like, you know, obviously everybody is different, but, like, I don't know, you know, it's hard.
I don't know. Yeah, like you said, everyone's different. I don't I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to come back from that. I'd just be like, and it's the, like you said, you handle it delicately, but it's the, hey, like, and it's like, maybe you could be friends later on, but it's the, hey, like,
I was
I
like,
think,
after that, you kind of need some space. You just need some, like, oh, okay.
oh God,
like,
if someone like said like, I'm in ruin, because like there's a difference in saying, hey, I'm in love with you, hey, I like you, I'm in ruin for you.
No,
God.
because the subtext is like, because Thomas openly is like, I so deeply like you. And there was that pause. There was that extra thing where even Andrew said it. Even Andrew was like, this man's in love with me. He loves me. And then, he goes on and he's just like, I'm in ruin for you.
Oh my God.
And then, like, sorry, there are some quotes that I probably should have, like, mentioned, like, earlier, because now I'm, like, actually, like, reading the quotes that I wrote down, and I was like, oh, those were all to do with the other section, but that's okay. We can go back and hit those. Like, also, the other thing is, for me, is I am, like, it killed me that, like, Andrew, like, kind of, like, Andrew throughout this entire book really does reject Thomas. But, like, in Andrew's inner dialogue, it's so different. And, like, when this conversation occurs, like, Thomas is, like, very much, like, obviously risking it all. But, like, after, like, that rejection happens, Thomas is immediately, like, let's fix it. Can we go, like, let's just go back to the way that things were. I'm so sorry. Like, I get it. Like, you don't feel the same way, and, like, that's okay. And Andrew still can't say it.
God, and then he avoids him for, good God, like, he avoids him for a couple days. And I'm like, and he avoids him for a couple days. Hey, like, we need to talk about this.
Yeah, like we can't continue down this road. And, and, like, we're really going back to Andrew's sexuality and how about being ace is really difficult for him. And how, like, it's just, like, really hard for him to, like, understand things because, like, when he's talking about it for the first time with Lana and
Chloe. You've been saying Claire every single time.
I really do. I want to call her that, but her name's Chloe. Lana says, because Andrew's like, oh, I know it's not normal. Lana immediately cuts him off and says, this was also a line that I fucking loved. She said, let's strike normal out of the conversation because it's the most obtuse word and I hate it.
I loved when she said that.
And I was like, yeah, because it's like, why, what is normal? It's so broad, it's so general. It doesn't describe what's actually ever going on in anybody's life because, to be quite honest, the idea of normal is a societal construct that certain people made up to control other people.
Wow. Good job,
Kaylee. It's not actually a fucking thing.
It's not.
It's not actually a fucking thing. And that's why I loved it when she was like, I fucking hate it. And then, he is like, oh, like, what do you, like, I don't know how, like, you can just be so openly gay. Like, what is that, And
I will say, I do really like, it is a very odd feeling being ace, because people talk about, like, oh, wow, like, it's a very...
People talk about sex a lot.
Yes, I was like, it's a very, like, big thing, like, people talk about sex, and that's fine, do it, I don't...
Yeah.
But it's the, like, they'll talk about, I'll just use it as an example, because I remember it being a big thing for me, where, like, people were, like, talking about actors that they thought were really attractive, and, like, things like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. And
I know that sounds crazy, but, like, I don't really have a lot of, like, celebrity crushes in terms of, like, yeah, I would absolutely do them. But, like, there are some, like, celebrities that I'm like, I love their work and they're, like, really inspiring and I look up to them. But, like, it's very, very few actors that I'm like, yeah. I'm just saying, it is the thing.
And I just remember, like, at least I use that as an example because I remember that was like the first instance
such
as
a
like
big
a
thing.
kid.
Yeah, everybody's, oh my gosh, what's your celebrity crush? Channing
and I
Tatum?
kept go- or,
That's not you. Sorry, that was not your generation. I'm so sorry.
And I was like,
that was the only actor that came out of my mouth, and then I looked at you and I was like, I don't think you would have gotten.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Oh, I was like, I don't think you would have gotten the hype of Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum was a really big one.
Right at the tail end of it.
Yeah, I was like, actually, sorry, that was
like right at the tail end. Right at the tail end. Anyway, and I just remember people kind of like, you know, it was a thing, and I was just like, no, I don't. And they're like, oh, come on, of course you do. Stop lying to us. And I'm like, no, like I don't. And like it was just a big thing. And then I remember, like, as you know, you get older and people like started having like crushes on like kids around them and like people around them, and like, oh wow, that person around me is attractive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And me just kind of being like, really? I don't understand. And then again, people just going, come on, you have a crush. Come on, just let us know. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who do you find attractive? And I'm like, no one. I don't. And then it's like, you're lying. Of course you find people attractive. I'm like, no, like this isn't. No.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like, I get that, like, again, we don't like the word normal, but that like in quotes.
Yeah, normality
of it. And I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
and
okay.
It is also like one of those things where I love that Lana is just so supportive in that, and it's very much like nothing is normal, like nothing like really matters. And then even Andrew is like, oh, like I just like don't understand how you can be so nice, because it seems like you like hate everybody almost and then like and then her name's not Claire.
Chloe.
Chloe. Her name is Chloe. Chloe is like, oh, like Chloe openly is like, oh, like, but a lot of people are nice and all this stuff. And Lana openly says, stop thinking everybody is nice. They're either inherently annoying or downright oxygen wasters.
Oh my God.
Chef's fucking kiss. Because anybody that tells you that your sexuality is wrong or invalid or not normal, they're a fucking waste of space. They're taking up oxygen that doesn't need to be wasted. They're oxygen wasters. Mouth breathers, oxygen wasters, inherently annoying. And everybody can go fuck themselves.
I agree.
I loved that line though. I was like,
no, that was great.
Yeah, they're either inherently annoying or they're oxygen wasters. And I was like, valid.
Yeah. I did think personally that the book started a bit slow, but it worked its way up.
You thought so?
I thought there were aspects of it that I was like, okay. Like, but it was also just getting your bearings of what's going on. Because it threw a lot at you.
Yes, it did. It threw a lot at you really quickly. But, like, thinking back at it, I actually really liked the way that it started. It was
I did.
Extremely descriptive.
Yes.
I thought that the foreshadowing actually was really good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like talking about, like, the big twist of Dove being dead.
That was dead.
Yeah, and the one being
I remember telling you,
there.
like, he's imagining something. Like,
yeah, you did say you were like, oh, I think it's gonna be like schizophrenia or something, and I'm like, I really hope that it's not, because I find that to be a cheap way to do horror.
I agree. And it's
that's it.
The entire time I'm like, I know he's imagining something. Like, there's something, because he was just so riddled with anxiety, and just like how it was written, I'm like, there's something that he's imagining that's not there. Yeah. And I was like, and I remember thinking the entire time, I'm like, I remember thinking and going, I need to tell Kaylee, but it's fine. Going, I'm all for killing off characters, but I'm going to be so sad if these two boys, like, die before they can kiss.
Well, actually, did they not?
True.
Like, I'm going to be for real.
So for real.
Did they not? Because
so for real.
In the book that I read, they didn't actually kiss yet.
No, they didn't.
They didn't actually fucking kiss yet.
No, they didn't. No, but like as it was like leading up throughout the book, I was like, I'm gonna be so angry if we do not get that kiss.
I mean, we didn't.
We didn't.
We still didn't. But also, I'm not gonna lie, the way that the book ended was so good.
So good.
It was like one of those things where, but there was subtle foreshadowing that Dove wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that, like, why was his dad shooting concerned glances from, like, the rearview mirror?
Yeah.
But then, like, the father wasn't acknowledging that Dove was in the front seat, quote unquote, Like, because he's like, oh, yeah, Dove's on, like, in the front seat, and they're locked in it, in an eternal battle of silence.
Yeah.
And the fact that they said eternal right there.
Very interesting.
Very, very interesting.
How obviously, like, he didn't see her the entire semester. Like, she was just, like, not
but
there.
then, like, not
and
only
also
that
how
was...
she wrote down in red.
Yes, because she only ever does it in purple because she thinks red is demoralizing. And I'm like,
I love how when you said that to me, I was like,
I mean, first of all, number one, I do kind of agree with that thought process. Maybe, like, red is slightly, like, a lot, and I do think that maybe
it's very alarming because it's also like red in itself is not, but it's we as a society have like made red just this, like, it's a stop sign. It's a don't move, don't do this, like it's all these things, and so it's when you see red, it's like oh god, like stop.
Yeah,
stop
it's a warning.
It's a warning.
Yeah, the fact that she never corrects it in red, but then, like, going back to the paper that's, like, written up in red ink and everything, that, like, he gets back, but it's, like, technically the forest spirit doing it, or
and I remember when, because Dove tells him Thomas wasn't real, and I remember going, fuck off. Me, no.
Yeah, it's really interesting when that is mentioned, because I really think that was, like, oh, what do you mean? But as we can tell, that Andrew would rather hang on to, because, like, Dove's character does say to Andrew, like, I'm hurt that you chose him.
Yeah.
And obviously this is, like, a spectral ghost or a
memory kind of in his head, or something.
Manifestation of their memories.
Yeah.
But it is, like, that idea of, I liked that Dove was upset because Dove didn't want their friendship to be ruined because she knew that they were probably going to get together. But in Andrew's mind, Thomas and Dove were always together.
Yeah. It's very interesting, and it's
and they did kiss.
They did multiple times.
Yeah.
I don't think many. I think it was multiple, but not many.
I think it was twice.
I'd say 2 to 3.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, maybe one more after that. 3.
I really don't think so, because the reason why I don't think so, this is why. For the first time, like, you ever kiss somebody, it's like oh, okay, like, that was cool. Am I not, like, feeling anything that I'm supposed to be feeling? And then, like, you try it again, and then you're like, yeah, no, I didn't actually feel that feeling. Thank you so much. And they talked about it. They talked about, like, that they didn't have that feeling towards each other, and that not necessarily that it was a mistake, but it was just, like, we're going to move on from that. Let's just not talk about it, because, like, we both kind of regret doing that.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I do like how, like, throughout the book, they're like, Lana's like, oh, you know what you did to Dove. Like,
yeah, like
and, like,
you know what you did to Dove.
It was this big fight at the end of last year.
And Thomas openly is like, I didn't hurt her. It was not me. I did not do that.
Yeah.
I'm not a murderer. I didn't hurt her. And, like, it's, like, that constant thing. And then, like, even, like, when Lana steps in and says, like, oh, I'm trying to prevent you from hurting another one of them. And the fact that, like, before this semester, Lana didn't have anything to do with Andrew.
Yeah.
And Andrew was like, oh, it's kind of odd that, like, she's, like, reaching out. And then, just, like, the idea of like the reality of all 5 of them hanging out together, you know, and the idea that made Andrew so happy too, you know. It's just like man.
What did you think of the book starting off with like the Thomas parents and like that whole?
And I thought that was really interesting because obviously that was like the start of the monsters happening. I thought that it painted a good picture of that he was the bad boy.
Yeah.
You know, that he was a bad boy, and then he had like a troubled past and a very hard time. But it's interesting to like see that the only reason why Thomas's parents died is because that's how Andrew wrote it. Because Andrew wanted him for himself.
Yep.
Like that's interesting to me.
Yeah. I agree.
But it's also like you see even Thomas be like oh, they wouldn't hurt me like that. And then very Andrew's openly confused, like, what do you mean? Like, I thought they were these horrible people.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, because he's like, oh, very much in denial of the like, hey, no, like they're like beating you, dude. Like,
yeah,
that's not healthy.
Yeah, but you know, and then you know, Thomas is like trying to justify it, like oh, like they were high, or oh, like you know, my family's just really eccentric about their art, and they're very serious about their art, and so therefore, art is very deeply tied to his pain. And you see that in the illustrations and the monsters and everything that he draws. And even the monsters depicted in the book, because they are his drawings. Yeah. You know? And that's what they physically see them as. But in all actuality, they are, you know, Thomas is illustrating Andrew's work. You know? So that is like a deep thing in the series. I did think that it was interesting, but yeah, I thought that they put it in there to probably eliminate the idea that that Thomas had anywhere else to go. Yeah. To eliminate that idea about that, you know? Because if you think about it, the ending of the book, I think they're both dead in the woods.
Oh, 100%.
That's what I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that they died in the woods together.
Yep.
And you know, be that as that may, you can say that it was you know, killed by monsters or another thing that is more of a sensitive topic. But yes, because I think it created the idea that Thomas did have nothing to go back to. You know. Yep. And
I did like. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying, and even though Andrew does still have like his dad, it's very clear that they're not close.
Yeah. And how, like, the fact that his dad was like, oh, I'll pencil you in. I'm like, that's wild. Especially after, like, knowing he's struggling with the loss of his. So it's just showing once again, like you said, that they weren't close with their families. They didn't really have anywhere to go. And I also really did like the scene before the climax. Well, like, during the climax. Like, the flashback of what happened. And just how... like, it was just so, like, much, like, in my head, it was, like, light, and, like, so just, they were, like, on a green field, and, like, just, it was daytime versus, like, the rest of the thing is, like, dark. If that makes sense. Like, it's just, like,
that's so
contrast.
Interesting that you, did they say that it was, like, daytime?
I think so.
Okay, because that's not how I imagined the ending scene.
Oh, no. No, not the ending scene. The flashback to what happened with Dove when the boys are rolling and like that scene.
Oh, you're talking about that flashback. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I was not I was not where you were at.
Yeah. So, like, I feel like it...
Right before the Dove's incident happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the rest of the book, to me, is, like, very, like, dark. Like, it's at least, like...
Yes.
Like, there's some moments where I'm like...
It's shrouded within shadows.
Yeah.
I love
but then
being
that
able
scene,
to say that.
That scene was very much like, sun, bright, look at.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god, it's so... Like, and the difference in Andrew, like, so much calmer.
Yeah.
So much less, like, just, like, Dan,
the
like,
difference
how...
that Dove made in Andrew's life.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
but,
like,
wow.
Andrew was, like, struggling with the feeling of, why is she avoiding me? Like,
during the whole book.
Yeah, like, during the whole book, it's the, like, she's my twin, she's my other half, like, where is she? Why is she not here? Like, I can't believe she's not supporting me, like, I need her.
Yeah.
And then the idea of, oh, my twin died, why did I not feel that connection, sever? Because, like, a lot of people do say that, like, when you are twins, there are a lot of, like, very odd twin telepathy shit stuffs that happen.
Yeah.
I'm not a twin, so I don't know.
I am also not a twin.
Well, yeah, you're a fucking only child.
Yeah.
Well, you were.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like, just the fact that they struggled with that as well, but you are correct. The entire book was a lot darker than that one scene.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And I do love how Thomas was trying to tell Andrew, like, no, like, I wanted to ask you out. I was going to ask you out, but she didn't want things to change.
Yeah, she was upset because she thought that it was going to change the dynamic too much, and then she didn't want to be left out.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because that was one of Andrew's biggest fears, is that he was going to be left out, because now Dove and Thomas are on their own.
Yep.
And you even see the jealousy.
Mm-hmm. And how it described her death. Because I was, like, listening to it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, she's gonna fall out of the tree. And then she's like, oh, like, she fell and then she hit her head on a rock, and I went, oh god, ow. And,
I mean, yeah, that would make sense.
I mean, it makes 100% sense, but I just remember going, ow. Like, just like, oof. That would hurt.
It's also just, like, one of those things where, like, you could say that it is interesting that, like, she went off, like, alone. And, Thomas feels so much guilt about it, too.
Yep.
Thomas openly is like, I'm sorry. I should have been there. I shouldn't have let her storm off by herself. I was upset. She was upset. Like,
we needed space for a hot second.
We needed space because I just am so deeply in love with you, Andrew. And, like, it's one of those things where it's like the other people in the book can tell that Thomas is in love with Andrew.
Mm-hmm. Everybody can tell they're in love with each other.
Yeah. But, like, Andrew just is in denial.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew is in denial. And then but here's the thing, is, like, Andrew's in denial that, like, he won't openly admit it, but in his brain he's not, because it, like, in the beginning, one of the quotes that I did write down is, it's Andrew reminiscing in his head, when right after Thomas says he could cut me into pieces, and then he says, he could cut me into pieces if he wanted to. Why do I love those words so much?
Yep.
Like, because Andrew considers himself to be an extremely weak person.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, and people pick on him, and it's very, like, obvious that is, like, what's going on. And even like, later on in the book, it says, it hit Andrew then, how Thomas would sacrifice the world for him without even thinking about it, and how terrible that was. But a part of Andrew's chest caved in at the relief of it. For a second, he hated himself. But maybe he hated Thomas.
Yeah.
And it's just like the idea of okay, like just like even like breaking that down, like Thomas would sacrifice the entire fucking world to keep Andrew safe. And Andrew says, you know, like his heart caved in out of the relief of it. But then for a second, he hated himself. Or maybe he hated Andrew for even thinking that was a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a slight foreshadowing of the of his anxiety trying to like justify what happened to Dove. It is like that idea of like Thomas would sacrifice the world for me.
Yeah.
Like, and then like the internal conflict, did he sacrifice my sister?
Mm-hmm.
And that idea of like, do I hate Thomas or do I just hate myself?
Yeah. It did a very good job at like depicting it too.
Yeah, and so it's like I loved the way that like was a thing. And then, you know, we're getting to that idea of even like the boys stick up for each other constantly. You know, Andrew is constantly trying to cover for Thomas because Thomas is always disheveled, never in uniform.
Yeah,
you know,
I also do really love, oh god, how do I word this? We, for the most part, I've read really, really like complicated fantasy worlds, and you're just trying to get all these pieces and like, yes, obviously, like, again, I'm using Fourth Wing because that's just the series that we've been doing for so long. But like, there's a love story in that. Obviously, it's violent,
crazy.
I know, shocking. And
really, I thought it was in Darna and Taryn. Sorry.
Oh my god.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
And
me immediately came out of my mouth. I'm so sorry.
You're like, I regretted that.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. That was uncalled for.
That really like threw me off. And you know, it's just like this very because there's like a lot more politics involved, and it's just like this big like it's a lot more complicated. This was really nice and refreshing. These are just two boys in love.
These are just two gay boys.
Like it was such a, in quotes, oh god, I don't know if stereotypical is the right word, but it was like you had the bully, it was at school, they were struggling with their feelings, and like it was very following a formula in a sense, but it diverted from it in such a beautiful way, adding the monsters in, adding the death in, like it really just made it such a beautiful experience. And like there's a scene when the bully, Bryce, forgot the word, Bryce, like gets called into the principal's office, and then Andrew's there with him, and just the smug face on his like the smug look on his face, and just like how he was like, oh no, we have to shake hands, and then he like, you know, beats him to the floor. Like he kind of, you know, and then, you know, Bryce does end up dying by the monsters because he wanted him to die, you know, like it very in turn with his stories and stuff like that. But it's just you have like the bully that's bullying them and being, you know, very homophobic and just not great.
Yeah, and then also like, you know, that the teacher that is just like constantly like picking on them, and it's just
your Weasel's back.
Yeah, I know. Sorry guys. It's a thing. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't make fun of you.
I don't know what to tell you, but like it's hard waking up in the morning, and you know, sometimes my throat's a little sore in the morning.
I agree.
It's winter. I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
I apologize. Bryce, teacher.
Yes. You know, we're seeing like the interaction with these two boys and this teacher, and it's very hostile. It's very much like we came here to learn. Like, you know, when Andrew is having a panic attack and Thomas is like, we need to go outside, or sorry, I think it's actually Thomas that's not able to talk. Yeah. In that scene.
I thought that was Andrew going to Thomas because he was about to get made fun of by the teacher, like, oh, sorry, Thomas, like, you're not wearing blah blah blah, and so Andrew's like, hey, we need to go outside.
No, yeah, that's what I was saying, that I got them mixed up. So like if we could flop that. Yeah, so it's Thomas having the panic attack that's unable to move and is frozen, and Andrew kind of swoops in to like help him, and the teacher says, "Boys, this is I don't know, fucking algebra, not drama."
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like the fact that like the teacher's just not understanding.
Yeah.
Even like with the idea of like grief can affect people so differently. But not only that, is like the boys are tired. They've been up every single night fighting these monsters, and
I like how they
emotionally
described the monsters too.
Yeah.
My gosh.
The monsters in this were, not gonna lie, gorgeous.
Yes. I want this to be
loved them.
an animated movie.
I was like,
so good.
This
like,
needs
oh my God,
to
what's
be
the style
turned
that I'm thinking
into.
of? Oh, there's a certain style. I'll think of it. I promise. But there's like this one movie that I watched that I was like, it needs to be in this style. Like this gorgeous 2D, just like very flowery. Like,
honestly, I think, selfishly, I think that this would be a beautiful claymation film.
Oh my God.
Very selfishly, I know that would be insane, agree. But I think that this would be a beautiful claymation film.
I agree with that.
Like,
okay, that
in
above
terms
everything.
of like if Leica Studio, specifically this studio, if Leica Studio did this, because like look what they did for Paranorman, look what they did for Coraline, like look what they did for like even like the Missing Link, like Cubone. Yeah. Like I was like if you ever like watch
they
like
do
Cubone of like the Magic Strings, like it was gorgeous,
phenomenal with this.
I think that this book would be phenomenal claymation, or I think it needs to be.
I think it'd be prettier as 2D. With 3D elements. What is that one that I'm thinking of?
I would love to know, yeah. It's like as Ashley is like trying to think about it.
I am. Continue talking.
I love just the idea that it was very much like the monsters were part of the forest, but there were like gaping holes where you could see the bones and like things like that. It was, and also like just like the juxtaposition of like the flowers like on them, and like the leaf and like the greenery. And then it's also like the idea that plants can give life and decompose life as well.
Yeah.
And so I just thought it was like a beautiful depiction of that. I also just think that it would be so cool to see this book become, either, I personally think that it should just be a movie. I don't think that there's enough I don't think there is enough content to make it into like a full series.
No,
unless
not.
It was like unless it was like a short like four episode series.
Yeah, like it'd have to be like a mini series.
Yeah, to make that work. But I do love just like the constant internal struggles that like the boys have. And like Andrew does say like, oh, I hated myself and maybe I hated Thomas, but then like on the flip side, a couple like towards the end of the book, when Andrew is very much resolved in the idea of like, oh, this isn't Thomas, this is me. It's not his It's not his illustrations that are coming to life and trying to get us. It's me writing this. And that switch of when he was like, maybe we can kill them with ink. Maybe that's the way we can do this, and maybe that's the way we can keep each other safe, because Andrew also cannot fathom the idea of losing Thomas, even though he's a fucking pussy and will never, like, and doesn't tell him until, like, the very end.
Yeah.
That he
Like,
kind of fucking loves him.
And I do love how he's like, kiss me to make sure this is real. And I was like, oh my God. And okay, so I remember there's this. I am still trying to think of this stupid thing. I found one that I would tweak it a bit, but I love the imagery that I can create. But this quote, like, I love her like family, but I love you like you're my whole world. Like, just showing how deep that their love is. And then also, like, when he was like, all my stories are about you. They're always about you. Like, really drilling in okay, well, I'll send you these 2 photos. I don't like 100% the people. I would want to change that, but, like, I love the background. Anyway, another quote.
What movie is this?
Secret of the Kells.
Okay, thank you. Because I was like, I've definitely seen this illustration.
Yes. Yes.
No. I'm going to say no.
There's a different. This is not the one I'm looking for. I like the backgrounds. I'm trying to think.
I love it, but I don't think so. I personally don't think that it would go.
I keep wanting to say Over the Garden Wall, but I know that's not what I'm trying to think of.
I mean, Over the Garden Wall would be a good.
It would.
It one really would. Like I feel like Over the Garden Wall. See, the thing is like I don't. The reason. I think I would choose Over the Garden Wall over like Owl House.
Oh, for sure. I agree with that. And I don't think that this needs to be... Okay, wait. This needs to be more like a painting than animation.
Yes.
So
I agree.
There's like this
I also think like an anime style would actually lend better to this.
Yeah. There's this one... God, there's like this scene in my head where it's like... I don't know how to describe it. It's like... It's the personification of death, but they have, and they're very flowy, like a very, very, very flowy animation. And there's like a skull. And it's flowy. God damn it. I'm going to think of it as soon as
that was the most nondescript thing ever.
I know.
There was a skull. Oh, okay. And Ashley? Okay. And
it's the what else, I know. Ashley? That was really not descriptive. And it was just so flowy.
Just Google, oh my God. There was a skull. Okay.
Like an animal skull, there's antlers. And then I don't remember. I think they were like they were walking yet like so floaty and they could just like float. Oh my God. I'm going to think of this as soon as we end. Anyway, but
great. Yeah. Cuz to be quite honest, I think that this film would be beautiful as like a Studio Ghibli film, like Princess Mononoke. Like type of scene.
That'd be pretty.
I think that would be absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley's skull animation, I have no idea because I still have no idea what she's talking about.
I don't either. It's okay. I know. It's okay. I'll think of it when we're done.
But me personally, I think that this would be a beautiful claymation or Studio Ghibli film.
I think this would be
those are the two.
Pick would be claymation. I think that would be gorgeous.
Those are my 2 that I'm like, I will stand by this. I think this book, if it was to be turned into a movie, should be either claymation or a Studio Ghibli film. Period.
Yep.
Kaylee's take. Ashley and her skull animation, no idea. But so, you know.
Other quote that I really like, that he was like, there was a fine misty rain that started, and it tasted of the forest. Andrew stared down at his knuckles, gone white, against his spine of his notebook. He could tear out a dozen stories and shove them in Thomas's face. Each said in bloody and beautiful ways, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Like, he kept... Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh.
But then it's so interesting, because, like, earlier in the book, when they're, like, when Thomas is like, oh, do you like me? And then, like, Andrew's like, oh, I don't know. And then, like, you know, some stuff happens because he's like, I told you I'm in ruin for you. And that's how you respond. And then, like, Andrew just, like, says something, like, very, like, offhanded. And then Andrew openly says, do you even like me or do you just miss Dove?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the fact that Andrew says that to Thomas is crazy, because I'm like, He literally just said he was in ruin. In ruin for you, sir.
Uh-huh.
And you just looked at him and was like, do you even like me, or do you just miss my fucking sister? Like, I hate you. It's fine. It's whatever. But then it's also like the fact that like Lana is telling Andrew that Dove just like how Dove would describe Thomas, of Thomas being like this person that like hurts everybody around them to get attention because they don't know how else to do it.
Yeah.
And then turns around and says, but he is forever gentle with Andrew.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't need to be that person with Andrew, that Andrew was his safe space and that Andrew is his safe space. And like, that is just something that I don't think that Andrew can necessarily acknowledge, even though it was openly said to him.
Yeah.
You know, Lannis tells him this.
Yeah. Ugh.
You know, and then, but then, you know, you get Andrew's like juxtaposition of Andrew's feeling when he's talking to
Chloe.
There you go.
There you go.
Talking to Chloe. Because he openly asks her. I thought this was a hard line. This was a hard line because I also deeply felt this line. Have you ever wanted to be something else so that somebody would still want you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever wanted to be something else so that somebody would still want you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. There it is. And he's just like, you know, it is like one of those things. And like, obviously the conversation was really hard. And I love that, like, with that also, you know, they're coming into the idea of like, they do like each other, but they can't admit it. And when they have that conversation, Andrew's like not willing to say that he likes Thomas. Thomas calls him a coward.
Yeah.
He just openly is like, you're a fucking coward.
Yeah.
Like, because Andrew is already like, I can't do this, fuck you, like, why would you do this to me, like, blah, 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 and, like, he's storming off, and, like, as he's, like, leaving, you know, Thomas just like, you're a fucking coward.
Yeah.
Like, you're a fucking coward, so fuck you. Because, like, because I also get it, like, from Thomas's perspective, it's, like, the idea of, like, I literally just put my heart out there on the line, told you how I felt, and you're getting upset at me because you literally don't have emotional capacity to accept this.
Yeah.
Which is hard. And it's a hard thing to say. And Thomas comes back and is like, hey, I'm sorry. It was really shitty of me to call you a coward when you were just telling me who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's shitty of me to say that. And you know, that conversation still goes on, and Thomas is like, I don't know what you want, like you can like slit my wrists open, like just like beat me, do something. And Andrew says, do you hear yourself?
Yeah.
You want to be absorbed with violence? Do you understand how incredibly fucked up that is?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like your mind, like that's like your mindset, like, oh, you did something wrong, and so now you need to have physical consequences.
Yeah.
For it to be okay. But like, that's not what we need to be living in. Like, that's not like, I don't want to hurt you. You don't need to hurt me. Like, this thing of like you really just like are absorbed in violence.
Mm-hmm.
And do you understand how incredibly fucked up that is?
Yeah.
And it's just like that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that was such a good line, though. Like,
wow. This book was so full of such a great, like, wow. I felt that to, like, my core. And, like, not just, like, the relatable stuff, but just those lines that you're just like, oh, my God.
Yeah, and then, you know, like, but it's also, like, the idea of, you know, the counteraction of Thomas being like, I want you and I need you, like, and I just, like, I don't know if it, like, things can go back to the way that they were, but, like, openly is like, I want things to go back to the way that things were because I want you and I need you in my life, and there's no way I could, like, do this without you. Yeah. And then he openly says, I'll never ask you. He said, I'll never ask anything else ever again of you. We'll never have that serious conversation. We're never going to do that. And to me, I think that part was, like, just so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because it's when you love somebody and you want them and you're that, and me, once again, in ruin for them.
But it was my entire, like, everything inside of me is in ruin. Like, it was, oh my God.
Yeah. Like, all of me. My whole heart.
Oh my God. Like, heartbreaking.
Yeah. Ugh. Just, like, absolutely heartbreaking. And then just, like, it's just like,
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. I was like, my brain was, yeah. It's just like it's just heartbreaking, like, to hear that. And then, you know, I lost my mind thinking you couldn't love somebody as wicked as me. Like, when Andrew finally is like, hey,
I like you.
He was like, you know, like, I don't know if I could do. And this was like the other, like, like, this was so beautiful. And I think Ashley can relate to this a lot more because, you know, Andrew is, like, saying, like, I don't know if I can do the things that you want me to do. I don't know. I don't know if I can do those physical things that you're expecting me to do, where, you know, Ashley's quote was, you know, you can't just kiss and move on.
Mm-hmm. Like, it always leads to and I absolutely, okay, hold on,
it leads to other things.
The way that they described it was gorgeous, first off, like, this entire book.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna find it. People didn't just kiss and continue on with their lives. They undid buttons and touched mouths to hot skin and lost themselves within each other. I love how it wasn't like, oh, they fucked. It was, they undid buttons. And they, like, I love the imagery and, like, how she worded it. And I was like, yeah. I remember when I first got with my fiance, like, we were talking about, like, you know, boundaries and things like that. And I remember openly saying, I just want kisses and cuddles and nothing more. Like, it was, and I, at this point, did not know I was ace, mind you.
Yeah. I mean, also, you guys were, like, literal children.
Yeah. And, God, we were, what, 15? That's insane. Anyway.
Yeah. When I say, that's why I said literal children. Like, you guys were literally children. I know I call you a kid and stuff like that, but, like, you were literally a child.
Yeah. Yep.
You were literally a child.
Literally. And so I just remember saying, I want kisses and cuddles and I'm not comfortable with anything else. Like, no. And Ava was going, okay.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like a conversation we had. And, you know, I am very much like, I need a lot of time to work my way up to certain things.
Yeah.
So it's nope.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
You know? And just the idea that Andrew finally, like, said it and was like, hey, I don't know if I can do that. And then literally, like, his excuse was like, I like, blown away. Like, I literally lost my mind thinking that somebody so beautiful and wholesome and perfect as you could love somebody as, like, wicked and violent and bad as me. And I'm like, stop. Yeah. And, like, there's just I'm reading some comments that have some quotes and they're all so great. Yeah. Like, wow. Like, one of them when it's, because obviously the monsters are symbolism for anxiety and, like, you know, fears and worries and things like that. And it's when, oh God, this one quote though, when something moved in the dark, everyone's first instinct was to go inside and hide under the covers, as if monsters couldn't open doors and crawl into bed with you. Yeah.
Me. Oof. Wow. Yeah. Oh my God. And also They were beautiful together. They were magic and monstrous, and they had created a whole vengeful world between them.
Yeah.
And so it's
just
how he
it's just
views
beautiful.
them too. And it's,
yeah.
in all technicalities, this is not a healthy relationship. But
oh God, no.
like this is
no. That's crazy. I never said that.
I mean, we say it about Violet and Xaden, obviously. Now we this is this is a gorgeous book. We do have to say this is not a healthy relationship. They have
definitely
much to work on. But
yeah, and
it was gorgeous, and I'm so here for it.
And it's also like one of those things where it's like, they're having like this conversation where like, Andrew is like being like, I don't know, but he's like wishy-washy about his feelings,
yep.
And Thomas is saying, to Andrew, because Lana was like, you're hurting them. Like, I don't want to see you do this. And then, because Andrew asks Thomas, like, what were you guys talking about? Like,
yeah.
Like, what were you guys doing? Like, blah, blah, blah. And Thomas says, after he's like, I'm in ruin for you. He says, I'm not trying to take advantage of you. I just don't want to be alone anymore. I'm tired of being alone. And the pain in his voice about that. He's like, because clearly Thomas is aware of what's going on. And he's like, I'm not like, it's the idea of like, you love somebody so much. I'm not like, I know that like you're sad and you're vulnerable, but like, I want you to want me, and I'm not trying to take advantage of you. I'm also struggling. I'm tired. And I don't want to be alone, and I don't want to see you alone going through this. And I was just like,
Yep. Oh my God. And then we're just gonna start like reading the entire book with all these quotes. There's so many good ones. But Thomas tilted his head up, and the way he looked at Andrew was so tender and fierce, so full of fearless worship. I don't care how dark the world is for you. I'll hold out my hand and find you in it. I won't let go.
Yeah. That one was, I was also, like, that one was so gorgeous.
Like how, so at the end of the chapter specifically, I think it happened a couple times in the beginning, but every once in a while there's a couple chapters where he's like, once upon a time there was a boy who was a prince. Yes. And again, it had like this story that I was like, wow, this is
I also
just
did
gorgeous.
like how they put it at the end of the chapter. So like very different from like our beginning excerpts.
I know we already talked about it, but touching on the, like you said, like the normal, like how Lana's like, I hate that word. We're just like going, like that word doesn't count. And how he just like, it sucks to be Ace. And Lana just says, he says, I think it sucks to be Ace. And Lana says, I think the world sucks for making you feel that way. And I went, oh my God.
I agree.
Core.
I agree. It's like one of those things where it's like oh man, like to hear somebody say that about themselves. But to be quite honest, it's true. It's like I hate that the world made you believe that. I hate that that's the world that we live in. Yeah. And I love the fact that is like a thing that Lana so heavily stands on, like her moral and her value and like her like the premise of like who she is. And I'm like, yeah, that is a part that I love so much. And I do. It's really interesting to me to see how he really struggles, especially once he finds out that Dove is gone. Yeah.
How he really struggles with like, he says, like, I wasn't there to catch her and I didn't even feel it. I should have felt it or been there or run to you. I loved her like she was my family, but I loved you like you were my whole world. Like, so interesting how how separate Thomas is from everything else. Does that make sense? Like, it's absolutely. Really... I really do. I do like it. It's so, oh my God.
Yeah.
And it's also the imagery of the forest growing in him.
Yes.
We haven't touched on that yet. The forest starts like growing in him and he's like, there's like moss at the back of my throat. There's like all this stuff. And
he's cutting like pockets of mud out of his ear.
And I was like, wow. Like how he just really the symbolism of how it's like overtaking him.
Yeah.
And how everything is just so much.
It's literally eating him alive.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the idea of that is so interesting. The fact that, like, and you know, Thomas is there and nothing is growing on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so he's
But you could also say that that could be due to Andrew's writing.
Yeah.
Because
he wouldn't want...
Yeah. You know, and when they attack the forest, like, and they're able to, like, Andrew's able to write the story where he, like, the forest gets closer and, like, tells them, like, what's
going on. Yeah.
Or, like, what they want. And Andrew immediately was like, well, it has to be the prince, but I can't let go of the prince.
Yeah.
It's I know exactly which story you're talking about, but I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to watch him cut his heart out.
Yeah. God, what a gorgeous book.
So it's just like the idea of, like, especially at the end, you know, at the end, I do feel like there's, like, a certain part of it that is, like, I wanted to scream at Andrew because I was like, I don't think that it's worth sacrificing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he, like, looks at Thompson and is like, would you die for me?
Yeah. And he says, of course I would. Yeah. Because I actually have that literally right here.
Yeah, and then Thomas's reply is immediately, of course I would.
Yeah.
Why is that a question? Like, of course I would.
Yeah, and then it's you could cut me open and devour everything that I am. I would let you, and I'd ask you to, but I have no idea what that means to you, what I mean to you. And that's when Andrew, like, kind of goes like, of course I like you.
Yeah, because literally it's like you know that every fiber of my being I'd be willing to sacrifice to you, but I don't know what that fucking means to you because you won't bother to tell me.
Yeah.
And I do like that kind of spurred him to say, oh, hey, this is it, you know? Mm-hmm. This is how, like, it is. And really the line, like, Andrew openly says, well, like, his internal thought, says, he thought, maybe you could love somebody so much you could ruin them and then ruin yourself in the process. God. And it is like that idea of, like, could you love somebody so much that you pushed them away, that, like, you ruined them, that you destroyed their life, and then in the process of you loving them, and in the process of you loving them so deeply, you lose yourself within that. And I feel like that it does happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see it in a lot of relationships where, like, you know, they don't have clear boundaries, or they're unwilling to compromise, and then you know, one partner is constantly sacrificing for another one's needs, and then they end up in turn losing themselves, which then the relationship starts to derail because the person that got into the relationship is no longer there.
Yeah.
And is
That's
lost.
A beautiful, beautiful way of wording that.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. Because, like, you know, you love somebody so much, and, like, you're changing so much for them, and you're putting their needs so far in front of, like, your own needs that you lost yourself. And, like, you know, the people that got into those relationships, the people that were like, oh, I really like each other, like, we're here, we're in it together, you know, aren't there anymore because they're just not. It's impossible for that to happen. And so it's just like the idea of, like, that Andrew thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
That Andrew was like, maybe I ruined him.
Yeah.
And in the process, maybe I ruined myself too.
Yeah.
But also, I love that, like, you know, one of the ending lines is the way that Thomas loved Andrew was terrible and eternal. And it just goes to show that, like, Thomas, no matter what happened, no matter what Andrew did, no matter what Andrew's choice was, even if it was rejection or death or starvation or anything like that, Thomas would have loved him regardless. even if Andrew didn't love him back. And I'm like,
so cute.
Love it.
I do. And it's this book, at least to me, was not the scariest thing I've ever read.
Oh, no.
Like, this was not to me. Oh, it's a horror book, but it's not your stereotypical horror. But it's something that, like, it was haunting in a very deep way. That was very different. I was like, this... Wow. It was more haunting than horror, if that makes any sense.
Well, yes. I think that, yes, haunting is a good one for it. But this definitely falls under the category of a gothic horror.
Yes, for sure.
Because, for instance, Frankenstein is a gothic horror.
Yeah.
You know, they're like the original Dracula is a gothic horror.
Yeah.
So there are big things in it that is very, how do I put this? Classic.
Yes, for sure.
In
like you said,
the way that the horror is presented.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, obviously, but it's just
you call
that,
it Jane Eyre? You don't call it Jane Eyre?
I guess it is. I don't know. I say it different ways. Whatever.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Anyway, but it's like that very classic feeling, like you said.
Yeah. And I do think like this falls under, especially with like the flowery prose and everything in this book. This for me was very much a gothic horror comparatively to like a slasher.
Oh, for sure. From like what we read the past.
Yes.
I guess we didn't read a slasher last time, but compared to
no, I was like, that was a real life horror. That was actually the reason why I feel like In the Tall Trees was so scary was because it
was so
that could be so real.
Yeah, like this to me, like this was more haunting. That was more like dread. Like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. But I loved this haunting feeling because if you think about it, this is very similar to Bly.
Oh my god, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Not
of.
Hill
I was
House,
like, Bly.
Not Hill House, but to Bly.
Oh my god, yeah, very similar. That's what I was thinking of when I was reading it too. I was like, oh, yeah, Bly is also a gorgeous show.
I preferred Hill House over Bly.
I prefer Hill House, but I think Bly
but it was gorgeous. It was very good.
The episode, oh my gosh. It just makes me so sad. And like the ending, nope. That epilogue was good.
Yes.
I loved that epilogue a lot because it was just like seeing them, how she proposed. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was great. But yes, I agree with you that that's very a Bly feeling where it's that
gothic horror.
Yeah.
It's not the jump scare. It's not the blood, the guts, the gore. It is the
how I've always described
romantic dread.
Yeah. How I've also always described like Hill House and Bly is like Hill House is the horror and like the ghosts of trauma in your past, whereas Bly is the ghosts of your emotions and the ghosts of your feelings, and like in that sense, it's how I kind of describe. Like that's kind of how I've always described.
Interesting. That's an interesting way to describe that. I don't know if I fully agree, but that's really interesting that that's the way that you described it. Because
we're going on a different topic now.
Yeah, I'm going to stop myself here. We'll talk about that later.
We'll have to talk about those series.
I don't fully agree with you, but I understand the concept that you're trying to bring up.
Thank you. I was like, I'm not wording it 100% correct, but...
Yeah. I don't 100% agree with you, but I understand the concept that you're trying to bring up in all certain terms, because this book was very much the depiction of, like you said, the monsters were representative of anxiety, denial, grief, longing, fear, you know,
all of the things.
Those big emotions that Andrew cannot talk about.
Yeah.
That Andrew literally stops himself from talking about.
Yeah.
And it is one of those things where, you know, it's not until the end that Andrew, I think, realizes his mistake. And it is within that line of like, could you love somebody so much that you could ruin them and yourself?
Yeah.
And I think that he doesn't realize it until the end. But, still at the end, he does take, do you think that he took advantage of Thomas by asking him to cut his heart out?
That's so hard. Yeah. But also, Thomas could have said no. So, like, it's... But also, yes.
But you knew that he wasn't going to.
But we knew he wasn't going to.
Because of the way that he's already said it.
Yeah.
He said it multiple times.
Yes, I think he took advantage of him. Do you?
Yeah.
In a real world sense, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. In a real world sense, yes. Because if you think about like how the ending scene happened, Andrew does figure out that Dove is no longer there.
Yep.
And that's when the monsters attack.
Yeah.
That's when the forest comes to life, and it seems like this unending thing. And it also, you see openly how Andrew's unprocessed feelings and fears kill Thomas.
Yeah.
Literally rip his heart out and kill him.
Yeah.
And like the ending scene, Thomas is sitting there with a gaping hole in his chest with no heart, trying to stay alive for somebody that still in the end teases them.
Yeah.
Because, he's like, I need to know. This is the part where I was like, oh God, I need to know that you're real. I need to know that you love me. I need to know that you holding me, you having me, us being together was real.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, how can I show you that? And then that's when he says, kiss me.
Yeah. He's like, just kiss me, please. Please, I'm begging you to do that. And then the book ends.
Oh my God. It was so good. I also really love how him saying like, oh, like it can ruin yourself and like the other person and things like that. It's if you, obviously I have anxiety, you have anxiety, we understand, but it's it can ruin things. Like it's definitely.
Anxiety can ruin your relationship. Easy.
So
very,
easy.
Very easy.
Because anxiety is trying to be helpful, but it oftentimes
is not.
Because it's oh, they said it that way, they hate me. I'm like, what do you mean? And so it's the like, make sure you're working on yourself and not letting this emotion and like these feelings control what your actions are doing, control what is happening. And it's I've always been one where I don't think anxiety is a bad thing. I think it can do bad things, but anxiety in itself is not a bad thing. Because anxiety is there trying to keep you safe. Its goal is to try to keep you safe. And therefore, to me, it could do bad things. It could do terrible things because if you let it overrun your senses and overrun your life. But if once it's, hey, like, you're here, we can breathe, look, and it is fine. Yeah. And so it's like, I'm very much a person where it's like, it could do bad things, but it's not a bad thing. You just need to learn how to work with it and control it and be, hey, you're not always right. A majority of the time, you are wrong, but I appreciate you trying to save me. You are wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, we know it's okay. Just breathe. Don't go to therapy. Do go to therapy.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I feel like most of our like taglines is, hey, go to therapy. Actually, you know what? BetterHelp could sponsor us at this point.
That's true. Coconut water?
Coconut water and BetterHelp, not a sponsors, but you guys could be.
It could be.
It could be by now, because actually the amount of times that we tell people to go to therapy, yeah, I think BetterHelp should sponsor us at this point.
Yeah.
I
hope what I said about anxiety made sense and it like worded correctly, but
yeah, I mean, I get that feeling, because it can do good things to push you to be safe. Like, hey, I have a lot of anxiety about this feeling, and then you put yourself in that situation, and then all of those bad things that you thought of like happened, and you're like, should have listened to my gut, like I should have listened to that. Yeah. Like I should have listened to my anxiety that time. But then also like you said, most of the time your anxiety is like, oh, they haven't texted you back for 5 minutes, they clearly hate you. And then you're like, no, they don't. They're probably just they're at work, they're fucking busy, or like, I'm sure like something happened, like it's only been 5 minutes, like exactly. It's not a big
and
deal.
It's technically, like you just said, anxiety is your gut feeling.
Oh yeah,
like that is, and that's where I'm like, anxiety has good things. That gut feeling you get, it's just trying to protect you, but then it can go too far if you let it get unchecked. Like if you let it just go unchecked, and it's like, no, like I appreciate those gut feelings. And it's also, I was talking about this in my class, and it's my teacher asked, do you believe in self-fulfilling prophecy? And I said, absolutely. If you let it, like, if you let if you're just manifesting this thing and you're saying it over and over and over, and now you're doing action, like, and it might be subconsciously, and you're starting to do actions, starting to kind of gear towards that. Yeah. You're gonna, and then it's gonna happen, and then it's gonna manifest, and then then your brain's going to go, well, look, I knew that was going to happen. And now it's rewarding anxiety in a, like, anxiety is going, oh, look, I was right. Oh, look, I was right. And so then that gets worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, dumb.
Yeah.
So in other words, go to therapy.
Yeah. BetterHelp. Not a sponsor, but it could be.
But what do you give this book? This was a very fun discussion.
First of all, I really liked it.
And also, the author has another book.
I did see that.
I don't know anything about it. All I saw was it had a very similar cover.
I know this is going to sound... I really just think that we need to read a lesbian one now.
I know.
We need to find like
is
a
this
lesbian
one lesbian? Oh, wait, no, it's a guy. Never mind.
I've been personally reading a short novel called Bloom. They are lesbians. I just haven't gotten that far into it to know like if it's horror or not. It did get it from the horror section. It's very similarly written to this.
Oh, fun book. The book that I'm reading is very political, very heavy.
I love that. Yeah,
guns being created into the world where they should not be, and the author's just like, no. And I'm like, oh,
yeah, that's crazy.
Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, we have some books coming up that, we did want to read and things like that. We got a list, but,
so be ready. But what do you give this book out of 10?
Out of 10, honestly, I really liked it. I think I would give it like a very like solid like 7.5, 8.
Yeah.
Because I really, I don't know. I just had a lot of fun with it. I loved the flowery prose in it. I loved so like the gothic imagery of it. I also loved that, yes, there was horror aspects in it, but I just like, there's just something about gothic literature and gorgeous. The longing in it.
Oh my God.
That really, really gets me.
We were just talking about this and how you're like, the longing. We need the longing.
I love the longing. This is why I like
slow burns. Because then it's like, once they get together, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like, I like that they didn't get together in the first chapter. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
It's like hitting my mic all the time.
Yeah.
But what would you give this book?
Solid 8.
Okay. Yeah. That's nice.
It was really good. Like, I'd say it's my favorite of the horror books that we've read. In the Tall Trees is also really high up there, though.
I was going to say, I was like, that's so interesting because for like forever, Ashley's like, In the Tall Trees is my favorite.
The horror genre that we've read. But also, you can't really compare these two.
They're very different.
And that's, I've always been, I don't really have a top 10. I have a bag of like my favorite books and shows.
Yes.
I have a favorite book and a favorite show, but like a bag where I'm like, because you just can't compare them. Like, I can't compare Hill House to Gravity Falls. Like,
no, it's really difficult to do that.
So, but I give this one an 8.5. It was really good.
Yeah. I was like, I really liked it. And I'm so glad that like we chose this book.
I am. Thank you for finding it. And I hope that everybody that followed along, read along, I hope you all really enjoyed this book. This was such a great find. Thank you, Kaylee.
Yes, thank you. But also like loved the representation.
Oh my God, the representation was great. The ace rep, the gay rep, just rep in general. We loved that. And yeah, we hope that you guys really enjoyed, and comment down below what you thought, because this was a gorgeous read.
Yeah, comment down below, give us your rating, as well as if you guys had like a favorite line.
Oh my God, there's so many.
Like,
I wouldn't be able to
comment
choose
your favorite quote, or multiple of your favorite quotes. And then also, if you've read the other book by this author, let us know. Like, would you guys recommend it as well?
Yeah.
But I think that's it for me.
I think that's it for me too. So like, comment, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Hit all of the buttons. We also have an email list now. So if you guys want some behind the scenes polls, so you can help choose what books we're going to read, and, you know, things like that. We have tons of, and just fun things, Q&As, all of the things. And we also have a Buy Me a Coffee if you'd like to support us in that way, but no pressure.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. So the last thing that we have to say to you is...
What did the void say to you?